Welcome back. All right, so two games again tonight to recap and discuss. A lot of notes, a lot of notes. I see people asking about why I don't get writer's cramp. I don't know. I never really have, but I mean, I've been doing versions of writing my whole life, so maybe it's just something I'm used to. I don't know. Because before I did this, I tried being a novelist, and I was so good as a novelist, I became a YouTuber. All right, so we're going to start off talking about the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins, and Shadow's late to report for duty. It was Ersson versus Ullmark to start things off. Good early back and forth. Zacha to Pastrnak gets picked off. Preseason passing early on by both teams. Flyers had the lone shot on net 3.5 minutes in. Greer has a net pass that gets picked off. Paling with a rush chance that was saved. Things get pushy on a hold by Ullmark. Some emotion in this one tonight. Brink has a slot shot that's blocked. Can I again say Bobby Brink of the Boston Bruins? What a missed opportunity. No shots for the Bruins 5 minutes in. Greer beats out an icing, but it is the Flyers who open the scoring. It is Farabee on a turnover. He scores at 7:32. So it was a rush chance via said turnover. And that was the 8th shot for the Flyers. Boston had 1. So Boston was definitely slow to get things going tonight. Tippett has a shot that deflects on net, and it's held. Halfway through the period, the shots are up to 10-1 in favor of the Flyers. Sanheim has a screen shot that's caught and held. We get a power play for Boston. Zacha fires one wide. The Flyers clear. Marchand to Chason, near miss. Chason with opportunities tonight just could not bury it. Pastrnak does, though, on the power play. And that was after a number of chances for Boston. It's at 12:46. McAvoy and Zacha with the assists. So Pastrnak playing well tonight ties the game. Bruins seek the lead. We get a power play, though, for the Flyers. Early clear. They cycle. It's kept to the outside. Forrester was denied, and then Paling wasn't. He scores the power play marker to put the Philadelphia Flyers back in the lead. Brink and Forrester with the assists at 17:27. It was late in the power play. It was a nice tic-tac-toe goal. Bruins look to respond. Marchand draws a crowd on a hold by Ersson. But after the first period, it's 2-1 in favor of the Flyers. Second period. Chason gets chances, couldn't bury it as the Bruins pressed a minute and a half into the period. Brink has a rush chance that's held. Lindholm has a slot shot or a shot that's held as the Bruins press. Bruins press again at 6 minutes. Lauko has a chance kicked aside, and then it's Pastrnak, and it's a turnover by Farabee. And Pastrnak says thanks. Scores at 7 minutes and 40 seconds in all alone. No chance for Ersson there. That ties the game at 2. Flyers nearly answered the next shift, but they do not. We then had a fight between Belpedio and Lauko. So Lauko, definitely that's a way to earn yourself a spot, I would think. I would like to see Lauko get a chance. He was very good for the Bruins last year when he got called up. Power play for the Bruins, that's killed off. 3 shots for Boston during that. Bruins press afterwards. Peterson holds as he has taken over the net at this point. Bruins go back to the power play. Flyers don't let him set up. Back-to-back clears. The Bruins cycle. There's a near miss for Marchand. The power play's killed off. However, the Flyers can't clear after it's done. Boston makes him pay. It's Danton Heinen from Shattenkirk and Merkulov. And Merkulov, all around the puck tonight. That was at 14:58. Bruins looked for another. The Flyers pressed with 2.5 minutes left, but after 2 periods, the score is 3-2 for Boston. Now, last year during the regular season, Boston's automatic if they're leading after 2. A little different in the preseason. So Desnoyers has a rush chance that's held by Ullmark in the third. We get a power play for the Flyers. The Bruins clear early and cleared it again. The Flyers set up late, and they cycle. That's killed off. And then Brink. And again, it's turnovers, killing the Bruins here. Gauthier and Seeler with the assists at 4:07. So another turnover, and then the Bruins are sloppy with the puck the next shift as well. Flyers with some momentum. Ullmark making key saves there. Delorier has a near miss as the Flyers are pressuring. Things get pushed on a hold by Ullmark. The Bruins press at 8 minutes. They're kept to the outside. McAvoy fires one wide on a rush. The Flyers press with 8.5 minutes left. Tippett's denied on a net drive. Ullmark holds. There was a post for Walsh. The Flyers clear the rebound. Pastrnak has a rush chance that saved. The rebound's cleared with 4 minutes left. The Flyers with some pressure. There's a press by the Bruins after Heinen's denied. Peterson with a great save. McAvoy has a blast in the closing seconds. That deflects out. So we're going to overtime, saved at 3. It was a good game, so I didn't mind the overtime in this one. Sometimes in the preseason, it's like, please not more. So the Bruins controlled early. Zach is denied from the slot. The Bruins set up. They cycle. Lindholm has a chance that's held. Tippett goes end-to-end. Draws himself a penalty shot. Olmark did save that. Pastrnak has a rush chance that's defended. Flyers with a 2-on-1 that fizzles. Farabee was robbed on a breakaway. We get a post for Poitras, and with 45.2 seconds left, the Bruins get a power play. And on that play, you could see Marchand is the one that's fouled. He did not retaliate. That's one of the big differences between Marchand now and Marchand 5 years ago. Marchand 5 years ago, yeah, he would have retaliated and it would have been even strength still. So we have to go to a shootout, and in the shootout, both Poitras and Pastrnak unable to solve Peterson, but Bobby Brink roofs one, and then Frost goes glove side. The Flyers win the shootout 2-0 and win the game 4-3. So pretty strong game by the Flyers. Again, not A lineups from top to bottom for either team, but it was an entertaining game. I thought McAvoy played well, and I thought Brink was really good for the Flyers. I really think he's earned himself a spot. Again, not watching all the preseason games, but he got a goal and an assist in this one. So, and of course the shootout goal as well. So yeah, I think Bobby Brink should be a Flyer. It's a shame he's not a Boston Bruin. It just rolls off the tongue. Bobby Brink of the Boston Bruins, and I even said it before that draft. Anyways, that aside, now we'll talk about Winnipeg and the Ottawa Senators. So this one, of course, Brossoit versus Marilainen, as the Sens dress two goaltenders who probably start the season in the AHL, but if this game's anything to go by, their AHL team should be pretty good in net. Young Jets lineup, worthy of note here that the Jets did rest most of the regulars. Sens press early, Schmeichel, fans on one in close. Sandberg has a shot that's blocked, the rebound's cleared. We then had a post for Batherson on a rush. His next chance was broken up. The shots on net are 4-1 for Ottawa, 6 minutes into the period. Tarasenko has a shot that's blocked. It ends up going out. Pressed by the Sens at 6.5 minutes. Chychrun fires one wide. There's a crossbar for Heinola. Power play then for the Senators. Tarasenko has a screenshot. That's held. The Sens cycle. The Jets, though, they block. They clear it out. Sens set up again. Heinola's the one that clears it there. He is trying to earn himself a job, right, on that blue line. So that power play ends up being killed off. The shots are up to 7-1 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. Jets then get a power play. That was Salamonson gets hurt on the play. He would not return. Now we'll see whether or not that was just precautionary. It was a hit by Cruikshank. It was called roughing. Looked like there was head contact on the play. It's just a 2-minute penalty. So the Sens cycle. The Jets clear back-to-back. It's killed off. There were no shots on net during that power play. Tarasenko has a net feed. That's picked off. Torgerson has a net feed that's held. Of course, Torgerson for the Jets. 106 left. The Jets get a power play. So that rolls over into the second period. We are still scoreless. Lucius has a shot that's blocked at the end of that power play. No shots on net there. Although through the first two power plays, I didn't see any shots on net that were counted. Apparently one was counted later because through their first two power plays, when they got their third, they said they had one shot in their first two power plays. So at 2:32, the Jets opened the scoring anyways, even after not scoring on the power play. It's Jansen Harkins from Janssen Fjällby. So again, it's a turnover that leads to it, and Harkins wired that one from the slot. That lead lasts 30 seconds. Järventie answers. I believe that's his first of the preseason. Batherson with the assist, and he buries that one on a rush. That one goes kind of through Brossoit, who he caught off the post. Jets look to answer. Stützle gets denied on a net drive. Brossoit holds on there. There was a nice hit by Stanley on Järventie, which I don't think Sens fans thought was nearly as nice as Stanley might have. Jets press, but Marilainen is the storyline at this stage. Heinola's denied as the Jets press. Chabot has a one-timer that saved. The rebounds held. The shots are 11-7 for the Jets with 9 minutes left. And Mandolesi's taken over, and he was tested immediately after coming into the game by the Jets, and he passed said test. So we get a power play for the Sens. Sanderson fires one wide. They cycle. The Jets clear it out. The Sens score and it's reviewed, and this review went on too long. I'm just going to say it's preseason. I understand you want to get the call right. Maybe they're just testing things out, but yeah. So it was a hand pass by the Sens that takes it off the board, and then they reviewed it again and said, yep. So there was some speculation about whether or not a Jets player had played it in between, which would make it a good goal, but there was no conclusive evidence, I guess. And so it doesn't count. Chabot's then denied as the Jets do finish that kill. Chisholm then has a shot that's held as the Jets press, but then bad pass by Lundmark, defenseman there for Winnipeg, and he learns fast. Don't do that with Giroux right there. Giroux scores at 19:41, And so that makes it a 2-1 lead for the Ottawa Senators. And it was a goal bar down. So I'm sure Brossoit, understanding it's preseason, understanding it's a rookie, these things happen. So it's 2-1 for the Sens after 2 periods. We go to the third. Chychrun has a blast that's blocked out early during a press. And I thought it was interesting, too. They pointed out that Chychrun had been a number 1 defenseman, Chabot's been a number 1 defenseman, and Sanderson's seen as a future number 1 defenseman. That's pretty solid defense right there. So things get pushy on a hole by Mandolese. Bailey has a net feed. That's picked off. They also sang to Josh Bailey during this game because that's what you do. So then the Sens press at 2.5 minutes. Brossoit saves there. Batherson has a net feed. That sticked aside before it's able to do any damage. Jets clear it out. Power play then for Winnipeg. Early clear by the Sens. Harkins couldn't bury one from the doorstep. That power play is killed off by Ottawa. Jets press at 8.5 minutes. Mandolese minus his stick. A little bit dangerous, but the Sens do clear it out, bail out their goaltender. Tony Nato was then denied on a breakaway as Mandolese looks pretty good. Tony Nato as well, probably stick handled in a little bit too close, left himself with nothing much to shoot at. Things get punchy on a McEwen hit at the whistle. Jets felt it was late. And honestly, I can understand the Jets being a little touchy about hits because, it just feels like every night there's another Jet getting hurt on a hit. Chychrun's denied in close after a Jets turnover. The Jets press with 2.5 minutes left. Mandolese excellent in this. With 1:24 left, the goalie pull happens and the Jets call a timeout. Coming out of that, they had a cycle, but eventually the Sens get it and they score. It's Tarasenko into the empty net from Stützle and Brandstrom in 1923. It was a nice exit pass by Brandstrom that set it up, and Stützle could have scored, but got it to Tarasenko and got Tarasenko the goal instead. So Ottawa wins this one 3-1. And there you go. You're caught up on those 2 games. I will talk about the other games in the morning as well as doing a preview of the 10 games on Saturday. I will not be watching a game on Saturday, however, as I will be playing some street hockey myself. So look forward to that being posted on the channel once we're done on Saturday. And let me know your thoughts regarding these games in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.